Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over a Leetcode medium question that I just solved on my own. So I'm really happy about this because I struggled with this for quite a while, but these past couple days I've just been on a roll with these pair questions, and ever since I solved a different one, I've been able to solve like new ones or ones that I've struggled with like that. So again, I'm really happy that I solved this one on my own without any assistance. So it just requires like kind of an observation, but once you get it, you definitely you'll be able to solve all these kinds of similar questions. So let me just show you how I did it. Basically, you're given an array nums, and the question is pretty simple, right? So this number reversed, and any number to the right of this plus this reversed, and then this number plus that number reversed. So for example, 42 plus, what is this reversed? 79 happens to be equal to 97 plus 24. 24 is this reversed. So the old way I was doing it, let me just show you, was just to simply say, okay, let's just follow the instructions, right? Everything to the right. So let's call this reversed. It's just going to be int of nums of I. So string of this, -1, turned back into an integer. Okay, so then we're just going to ask if nums of j plus the reverse is equal to nums of I plus whatever the reverse of this is, right? So it's going to be int of string of nums of j -1. So that's going to be the 79 plus the 42, right? So if that's the case, then we have a new pair. So at the end, you would just return that answer. Again, this works, but it is n squared, and we need to follow this right here. So mod is 10 to the power of 9 plus 7, just as it says, modulo by mod. So this is the simplest way to do it, which I had before, but today let me show you my own way that I came up with of doing it. So let's let this time out. Okay, so basically, if you make some observations here, so this must equal to this y, because 24 minus 42 is 18, right? Well, what number minus its reverse is also 18? 97 minus 79 happens to also be 18, and that's why if they're equal to, then that's one more pair. Here, its reverse is what? 11 minus 11 is 0. Cool. What is 1's reverse? It's still 1. Minus 1 is 0. That's another pair. So one pair, two pairs, and that gives you that answer. So again, just requires some observation. Again, I was pretty happy that I was able to solve this one on my own. So cool. So since we know that, why don't we go over nums, and let's say, what is the difference, right? The difference is this, which is going to be an array. So difference.append n minus whatever the reverse is, which is what? It's the current element as a string. That's the reverse symbol in Python, turned back into an integer because we can only subtract integers from integers. And if we print diff, so now, okay, 18, everything to the right. How many 18s do we have to the right? 1. So that's one more pair, right? 0, how many zeros do we have to the right of this? One more 0. That's one more pair. So then we return 2 as the answer. So once you have that, it's actually pretty simple. So let's go over nums again. And let's actually go through diff. And let's print diff of I and diff of I plus 1 to the end. Cool. So again, how many 18s do we have? We have 1. So that's one more to the answer. One more 0. This is not it. This doesn't even have a right element, so we can even do that, but this is fine. So basically what that means is we just want to add diff I everything to the rights, how many of the current, right? Because the differences between the reverse have to match for them to be equal to each other. That's just the law of how it works. So then if we return answer at the end, cool. So, and mod it, submit it. So this might still be too slow because this is n by itself reconstructing a sublist, and then count. I don't think that's too efficient in Python. So instead, okay, a little bit better, what we can do is use a dictionary to keep track of everything to the right and its frequencies in diff. So let's call this counter of diff. So it's just going to give you the keys as each value, 18 as 2, 0 as 2, because 0 appears twice, 18 appears twice at the beginning. And then let's just decrement, saying we're seeing one less of 18, so 18 becomes as a frequency of 1 now. And if this ever hits 0, then we just want to delete it from the key value pair, right? So now we have the frequencies of everything to the right. So let's print diff of I and C so you can see. Cool. So to the right, 0 appears twice, 18 appears once. You have one more 18, increment by 1, and the answer is 2. So then we just add C of diff of I, because C is everything to the right, right? So let's run this and submit it. And there you go, passes all test cases. Again, not the most efficient, but I did come up with this solution on my own, as mentioned, for like the 5th, 10th time now. So yep, really proud of this. And I feel like once you notice the pattern in like one of these pair questions, you can solve all the similar ones. So, you know, it's just one of those moments where I think the pattern just clicked and boom, 5, 10 questions that you struggle with before you can solve. So yeah, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.